and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode. I'm your host, Stephen G. Gaxiola, and you are listening
It's
to
already hot, dude.
the Raider
Stuff's
and the
already-
Saint podcast. You don't dip on.
Nah,
You're a coach?
man.
Shit, I did when I coached flag football.
Uh-huh.
I coached a lot of those cats. We'll talk about it on the show, but
All right.
man, my adrenaline was fucking through the roof. We'll talk about it, man. This is gonna be a good show. What we have right here? Let me get this going. All right.
Anybody here is
Intro.
up to it? I'm gonna give you one last chance to walk out that door right now.
You don't have to have it on me. You can have it on the middle and the side. If you do the middle, what does it show?
Because in this silver slice I have it here,
Does it show both of us?
1,984 ounces of beer. Golden, delicious beer.
You can have. You don't have to have it on me, man, all the time, bro. All right, let's go. And once again, we are live. Once again, I want to thank all my listeners from around the world that tune in every week to the Raider Saint podcast. We are now going live on YouTube every week. We got the equipment. Everything is set up. I got the proper staff here to help me with that. So it's amazing how this podcast has grown. This is episode 248. The date is August 17th. The year is 2025. We are days away from high school kickoff season. Let's give it up. Come on. Yeah, baby. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, it's my son's last season as a senior. I've watched him grow as a freshman to a senior. You know, this was his journey. I didn't force him to do it. You know, even though I played football and I've talked about it a lot on the show, I've talked, you know, my ups and downs. I've given him advice and I was there for him. I says, hey, I'm going to support you, but I wasn't going to force it on him. But this was his journey. We'll get to that in a little bit. But before I get to the show, info about the show, if you want to be a guest, you got comments, suggestions, questions, you know, anything, get a hold of me at the Raider and the Saint at Outlook.com. That is the Raider and the Saint at Outlook.com. Also, social media, just type in the Raider and the Saint.com on, actually, yeah, I do have my website. Just type in the Raider and Saint.com. And that will, right now, that website is being built, but that will take you to my link tree. And then it'll have everything where I'm at, dude. I'm on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio. I'm on Twitter. I mean, we're doing our best over here, man. So just get a hold of me. The show is growing. I appreciate you guys. I want to thank my past guest, Brian Zavada, MMA fighter, dude. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know it was last second, but you did an excellent job. Looking forward to seeing you fight in the future. I will be there. Support. You got the full support of the Raider Saint podcast, dude. I got to order more shirts. You know what I mean? I ordered like 24 shirts, and instead of selling it, I was giving them out. It's just when I had a good guest on, I'm like, here, dude, here's a shirt. Here's a shirt. Even people that are listeners, I was saving 2 shirts for them, and I was like, dude, I got to give them their shirts. So I was able to finally see them and give them their shirts, but I got to order more shirts. It's going to be a new design. The design we have now will be this limited edition. I think I got 1 shirt left. So we're going to come out with new shirts. I just like giving away, dude. Everyone wants to make money. I'm not selling dick pills or anything like that, dude. We're here to just have a good time, dude, and get to know each other. And, you know, spread knowledge and love and truth. So my guest today, man, I've been trying to get a hold of him for a minute now. He's a busy man. This is an episode I've been really looking forward towards because I was a coach, and he is, I would say, one of the best coaches I've met so far, you know, and I've had only a few conversations with him here and there, but you know, people that I know that know him pretty well. He's a great coach. He's a great man. I like to welcome Coach Ricky Holloway from Sunny Hills High School, California.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, It's been a minute. I've been trying to, I've been talking to you, and I know you're interested and coming on the show. And you're a busy man. You're starting a family. Where you started a family, and it's a young
Yes,
family,
yes.
young kids. So I know how it is. And then you got coaching. You work as well, right?
Yeah, supply chain.
Yeah. So you're constantly busy man. I remember those times in the beginning of the times, like Isaac was a sophomore. I met Scott. How I know Scott, right?
No.
Let me tell you how I met Scott.
Okay.
So Scott, I'm a UPS driver. So I drove the moving truck ones, the big ones, and
Yeah.
I did bulk stops. And so he was working at a t-shirt spot. And so I would unload and he would come out. He didn't have to do that.
Mhm.
He would just come out to help me. And so it'd be like they'd get like 120 boxes, 45-pound t-shirt boxes.
Yeah.
And he would come out and help me. I would slide them in the truck and he'd pull them out and stack them in order or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were talking one day and we started talking about football. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm going to be off Thursday. My son's got a game. And he was like, yeah, my son plays football too. And I go, really? He goes, yeah, dude, he's a fucking monster, dude. He's fucking killing it. And I go, what high school does he play for? He goes, Sunny Hills. And my son was a freshman at the
Okay.
time. And
Yeah.
his son was a sophomore.
Yeah.
And I go, my son plays for Sunny Hills. And then it was just, after that, it was over, dude. Like
Yeah.
we started talking, become friends. And then, I came off the route. He left the job, but we still keep in contact. So his son is a monster. It still is a monster.
Yeah.
He got the Ironman award. I know you guys
Yes.
were talking about that
Yes, he did.
the other day. What is the Ironman award?
It's one of those awards that it's new to the school, and it's one of those guys that puts everything out on the line, right? There every day, works hard, and we like to emphasize that iron sharpens iron,
Mhm.
right? So he was one of those guys that constantly pushed other guys to get better,
Mhm.
to continue to improve. He just had raw ability,
Yeah.
right? And tried to continue to improve his football IQ,
Mhm.
and he just became a ball hawk.
Dog,
Right?
he was hard. He was-
Everywhere the ball was. He played injured, right? He had no excuses, I'm not looking for a bailout. So, he was a true definition of an individual that was
Yeah.
sharpened by iron and had a great work ethic. So he truly deserved that award.
Shout out to Scott. Shout out to Devin. Shout them out. Two great individuals right there, man.
Yes.
Scott, you know what? I gotta hit him. I had him on the show, but we didn't go live or anything like that, and we didn't post it. We were at Heroes one day having lunch. We took the boys, trying to not force them to be friends. You know what I mean? But like it was kind of weird for them, even though they're friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Isaac looks up to him, and always looking up, for his advice and all that. He's a big brother to my son, but we went and had a good time and all that. And we came back and like, we'll do a podcast, but I didn't post it.
Yeah.
It's gone now, or it might be saved in the file somewhere. But shout out to Scott, man. He's a really good friend, dude. Really good guy. And I could tell, the way when he sees you, dude, his eyes light up, dude. Like you're a good guy, great coach. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I didn't start playing football until about my high school years, and I loved it. I loved the sport. I had to go the long path, right?
Mhm,
My journey was long. Ended up going to a JC.
What high school did you come out of?
Well,
How old you?
I graduated from John F. Kennedy out in La Palma, Cypress area.
Okay, you went to Kennedy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And great coaching staff there, right? But I transferred in late. So I was one of those kids that they didn't know much about. I was a transfer in, so I kind of had to prove myself.
What year did you transfer in?
I transferred in 96.
Okay.
96. So
And you were a freshman, sophomore.
it was this second semester my freshman year.
Okay.
So after football season.
Yeah.
So I started out at Lakewood High School.
Okay.
And I did the football season there. And then, of course, the family moved. So that's when I transferred.
Mhm.
So football season was over with. They kind of had a good idea what the freshman class was looking like. And then this new kid comes in, right? They know nothing about. So I had to work harder than everyone, right? Had to continue to always try to prove myself. And from there, I went over to Fullerton JC.
Did you play? Sorry, I know
No worries.
I don't want to rush, but did you play any Pop One or anything like that?
No.
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 So the backstory to that was coming from a single mother,
Mhm.
right? Single parent household. The fear was that we'd break our bones or we'd get hurt or some other
They do
sort,
my
right?
parents, yeah.
And then fast forward 2000, I break my ankle the very first day of college football. So
Wow.
I go, Mom, you should have let me play when I was younger. I'd have got this out the way.
Yeah.
Right. So now here it is. I'm, a young adult walking
Mhm.
around on crutches.
Mhm.
And these are the years where I'm trying to make a name for myself, earn a scholarship,
Mhm.
and I got to sit out. So it was
So you broke it. You broke it at junior college, or you broke it?
I broke it at junior college.
What positions did you play?
DB, cornerback, and
I
safety.
played DB.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My coach was Coach Davis. He played, his favorite team was Miami, but he got to the pros. He was playing for Washington Redskins. Coach Davis. I don't know where I can't find him anywhere. I would love to get and talk with him. He was one of my favorite coaches ever. But he called us the Dirty DBs.
Yeah.
That was our nickname, the Dirty DBs. You got to play dirty, baby. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Not dirty like cheating, but like you just because you're not on the line doesn't mean you got to, you take it easy.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of
You got
course.
to funnel them, and like, it's funny. One of the worst games I had, it could have been a good game, was against Kennedy. It was
Mhm.
one of our final games. I was playing against this receiver. He had about 5-6 inches on me, and he was a great receiver. And we were playing, the sun was in my eyes, and I remember we were playing cover 2. We switched to cover 3, and like the sun was in my eyes, and I was getting beat. I was getting torched,
Uh-huh.
and I remember swatting the ball, and doing this and that. And he would just, man, what's funny about it is that he would cuss and piss, and I was always getting it. I
Uh-huh.
was always getting it. And it turns out somebody sent a letter to the school complaining about the coaches cussing and
Mhm.
the way they were treating their kids.
Yep.
It didn't bother me because I was so used to it getting it at home,
Uh-huh.
growing up with my parents.
Yeah.
That's how my dad was, and my mom was, and it's nothing against that. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. To me, it was, now that I'm older now, it was love. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It was
Mhm.
love. He's seen potential in you.
Exactly.
I think I had like 6 interceptions. Yeah, 6 interceptions my junior year. I played, JV. Didn't
Mhm.
have, well, I was a tweener, I guess you would call it. So
Yeah.
I dress out and I played wide receiver on varsity. But that was a great season. But yeah, he would grill me, man. But it didn't bother me. I didn't go like, and crawl up in a ball. Like it was to me, it was love, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that last game, it was against Kennedy. That's funny. So you started playing high school ball. You did high school ball. How'd you do during high school?
High school was a struggle. I was trying to get familiar with it, right?
Mhm,
Football IQ, improving that. I just had a passion for the game, right?
Mhm.
And being around the guys. It's just something about football, right?
Mhm.
You build a camaraderie.
Mhm.
So coming into a new school, I had a group that I could kind of fit in with, that
Mhm.
I kind of had to somewhat prove myself, but
Mhm.
show that I deserve to be there,
Mhm.
right? Because they don't know me, and I didn't know them.
Mhm.
But if this is what you guys are doing, then let's do it. Let's go out here and win some games, right? So
Mhm.
get in the weight room, I push myself on the field.
What was your weight at?
Probably about $160.
Yeah,
Give or take, right?
yeah. My senior year, I was probably like 150.
Right, probably about $160.
Mhm.
I don't think I really popped until my sophomore year of JC,
hmm
right?
So you went to JC. What JC did you go to?
Fullerton JC.
Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
Coach Burns.
Graduated from FJC too.
Coach Gene Murphy, right? My defensive coordinator was Casey Mazzota.
What years was it?
Shout out. 2000 to 2002. 2000.
So I probably ran into you back then.
Probably, man. Like I said, the first year there, I was on crutches. So I kind of did the gray shirt year, right? About 8 units or so.
Mhm.
Came in, just did my classes, and went back home.
What year did you graduate?
99.
Okay, yeah, I was 98. So yeah, I would have ran into you. I was at FJC for 3 years. The first half, that first year, I flunked all my classes. Like
Yeah.
it was a change, in me, because I was so used to, high school was easy.
Yeah.
Then like I had to learn how to study and like
Mhm.
go in the library. Like I would do my classes, go home, hang out, and then go work at UPS part time.
Yep.
And then what teacher told me one day, she goes, "You're actually paying for this. You know what I mean? Why are you paying to fail?" And it stuck with me. And I says, okay, instead of doing all my classes in the morning and then going home, I'm going to do gaps. And so
Yep.
during those gaps, there's no point of going home. I'm just going to go to the library. And then
Yep.
I'd go to the library and I would just read notes, read. And I trained my brain, to where I got my grades up. You know, I
Exactly.
got involved in the programs FJC offers, which
Yeah.
they offer a lot of programs. At that time, they offered me a program called the transfer. It was like a transfer program. So
Mhm.
they helped you to transfer, and so the classes I got to pick were smaller.
Yeah.
We got to go on trips. Like I took we crammed in a semester of English. took English. They paid for us. We lived on the Irvine campus
Okay.
for a whole week. No, 2 weeks actually. It was 2 weeks. We went to class 3 times a day. It was like living in the dorms. It was a great experience. They also took us on a plane for a couple days. We took off. We saw Santa Cruz, Berkeley, and Monterey, and it was great experience. But like the programs they offer are tremendous over there to help you, and it helped me because I got to meet a lot of friends that I'm still friends with today over the years from junior college.
Yep.
But yeah, JC is a good school, dude. So you broke her ankle.
Yeah, very, very first day out of practice, right? And we're doing the kind of individual drills. Wide receivers are behind us. DBs are doing our little walkthrough and kind of an install.
Mm-hmm.
I plant my foot, and the biggest, fastest tight end I've ever seen runs right up the back of me, right? And rolled my ankle, felt like a sack of potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And just that summer, I went to a little session, right, from the kind of athletic counselor from UCLA. And he informed us, myself and a couple other high school seniors, things like that, right, guys that were in that transfer kind of period, looking for scholarships and so forth, kind of giving us an eye opener to what college football or even college sports is like.
Mm-hmm.
And he told us, when you get hurt, next man up,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you can almost forget about it. You have to work extra hard to get your spot back. So when that hit me, it wasn't the ankle that bothered me the most. It was the fact that I'm out here trying to compete for a spot, and I just went down, and the next man is going to be up, and it's going to be that much harder for me to get my spot back.
Mm-hmm.
So psychologically, that sat with me that entire football season. So of course, knowing what I knew about the academics, I gray shirted. My clock didn't start, and I stuck around the team so they at least knew who I was. So when I was healthy, I can get back out there, and you know who I am, and I'm not just some guy that just got on campus.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually helped. And I ended up starting special teams player, corner, and then I got a scholarship.
Wow.
Right? Then I got a scholarship out to West Virginia.
How much did you weigh at that time?
It's probably just under 200 pounds.
Wow.
Probably just under
What'd you do to get to that weight? What kind of, anything, everything?
Protein shakes.
Yeah. Remember Matrix?
Yeah.
I just
yeah,
watched that movie. I always watch it once a year. I watch Any Given Sunday.
Of course. Yeah.
And it's got,
Right.
and I remember I seen Metrics, but I love the speeches Al Pacino gives
Oh, yeah.
towards the end of the game. But I watch it every year.
Oh, yeah. And then creatine,
Mhm.
right? I took that.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that worked out in the gym at Fullerton. He worked at Togo's, which is right across the street.
Toggles.
Right. So after my post-workout meal would be a pastrami sandwich over at Pogo's, right? At Togo's. And he'd hook it up. I mean, I wouldn't have, he'd hook it up. We looked out for each other, right?
Yeah.
So I had a very high protein diet. I ate pretty much anything that I could, and I worked out. I worked out hard. One of my teammates had a trainer over at came in from Brea High School,
Mm-hmm.
Rick Haggett, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he brought me with him to a speed training session, and Rick was just paying it forward, right? He was just paying it forward, and here it is. My teammate brought me with him so that we both can succeed. The better both of us are, again, like I mentioned earlier, iron sharpens iron, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're both out here competing, we're playing together, that just means our backfield is going to be that much stronger,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then we brought another guy out there with us, right? So now we ended up with 3 of the starting DBs out here getting personal training,
Mm-hmm.
right? And got my 40 down to a 4.4, and
Mhm.
weighed up. Was probably in the best shape of my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just went out and we balled.
Mm-hmm.
We just balled. We played for each other, right? We knew the work that we put in, and we would reap the rewards of it if we just stuck to it and stayed disciplined.
There was a cat I remember. I can't remember his name. He was a Hispanic cat. I forgot what high school he went to because we played against him in the playoffs, and he was a DB as well. I think he went to Redlands. I don't know if you remember all the DBs you went against, but he was a bad dude. He was a bad. I remember because I remember playing against him, and then he came to FJC, and I remember I would talk to him here and there. I forgot his name, man. How many DBs did you guys have? It was a lot.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
Probably about at least a good 8 to 12.
Okay, so yeah,
Right.
he wouldn't remember his name.
I mean, we had safeties, right, and then the corners, of course, right.
Yeah.
I remember my starting group was myself, Deontay Birdsong, Benny Masterpolo, and Thaddeus Lewis.
Okay.
So Esperanza, Benny Masterpolo went to Esperanza. Deontay Birdsong went to Brea. Myself out of Kennedy, and Thaddeus Lewis went to Cypress.
How'd you guys do? During that time you were there at FJC.
We had winning seasons.
Mhm.
We had winning seasons, right? So vast majority of our guys, from our offensive line, the wide receivers, lots of guys got scholarships out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of guys got scholarships out.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
FJC. So where did you? So you got a scholarship out?
Out to West Virginia,
Okay.
and then from there, I ended up at Charleston University, University of Charleston,
Mm-hmm.
the capital of West Virginia. They bought the football program back after being dormant for about 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went with my coach over there, and it wasn't the best season, but the experience of starting a program,
Mm-hmm.
kind of the rebirth of a program, was great. It was a
How long
great
were you
experience.
there for?
I was there for about a year and a half.
Okay.
Year and a half.
And then you graduated.
So 2 seasons, yeah, 2 seasons. And
I wish Cal
graduated.
State Fulton would bring out back their football team, man.
Cal State Fullerton, Long Beach, those two
Yeah,
schools, Dominguez, right?
Mm-hmm.
If those three schools were to bring the program back, they could compete with the San Jose's, with the San Diego's,
Mm-hmm.
right? And in a very short period of time, they'll be
Yeah,
up there
for
with,
sure.
with the UCLA's and SC's.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to FJC and I transferred to Cal State Fullerton. I wanted to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
That was my goal. And then, things happen in life, you have a kid, you get married. So things got sidetracked with me. But one thing I got to experience recently, last couple of years, was coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I was asked to coach. I just lost a brother,
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, the anniversary was on the 12th. Rest in peace to my brother Martin. He's a UPS driver like me, followed in my footsteps. He played football in high school and all that. Got COVID, passed away, and 35 years old. But
Man.
at that time, my son Isaac,
Mhm.
Isaac, I didn't want to force anything on him. He says, I want to play football. And so I tried to sign him up. It was too late for Pop Warner.
Yeah.
Flag football was available. Okay, I'll do flag football. I sign him up, and next you know, the owner's calling me, hey, dude, we didn't have no coaches. Can you coach? I don't know. I work late, as a UPS driver. You work from 9 to 8, 9 to 9. Like your schedule is just, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be able to do it because the run where I met Scott on, I could get done at 5.
There you go.
So I was able to put the practices at 6 and the games. I was telling him, hey, it needs to be like a 7 o'clock game. I don't know what time I'm going to get off. So I said, okay, let's do it. Even though I had lost a brother and I was in mourning, he says, hey, dude, it's going to keep your mind off of it. It's going to keep your mind off of it. And I didn't know what I was doing. You need an assistant coach. You need, the team mom. No one did anything.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
I'd send emails, and there was times where I'd tell my wife, I'm just going to tell them I give up. But then I'd come back in the backyard and have a few drinks and be like, no, dude, I can't let these kids down. You know what I mean? They're looking at me, as their leader.
Yep.
I got to keep going. And so I had to put all that to the side and says about them. And first season, we got waxed, It was a learning season, who's my quarterback, this and that. And then we had a really good, successful second season. We think we went undefeated, beat the team that ended up beating us in the championship game the following week.
There you go.
And I was, the kids were devastated. It came down to the last wire. A lot of the kids that you coached, I coach. I saw them growing up, in flag football. I won't say their names because we're videotaping, but to see them grow, I'm so inspired. And I was like, dude, I really loved coaching. It was rewarding, to see them win, see the parents happy, and like to put in that work. It's being a coach is, if you've never coached before, I'm telling you, like if like it's like being a teacher.
Yeah.
And that's something that I always look forward to, like when I retire, from UPS. Like I want to get back into coaching. I want to teach, like whatever, PE, whatever, but I want to be developing these kids, know. So you graduated from Charleston, right?
Yes.
What happened after that?
I came back home. I came back to California, and I went back to the JC. Casey Mazzotta was there at the time, and I go, "Hey, coach, I want to get into coaching." And he goes, "There's no money here, sir. You're looking to make some money. It's not in coaching, right? And this here is at the JC, where I really just wanted to pay it forward, right? I had an experience of having people help me, so I wanted to help others and give it back. I went over to Kennedy, kind of the same thing. You can volunteer, you can do this, right? And then I got a break with one of my high school coaches. He was coaching track at the time. So I just went over there just to kind of just chat with him, just catch up. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing out here, right?" And he was like, "Hey, you can coach your sister up in track," right? I was able to coach my sister in track. And then he tells me I got the head coaching position over at Magnolia High School.
Oh, wow.
So why don't you come with me?
What year was this?
2010.
Okay.
2010. So I go over to Magnolia with him, and kind of very similar to the situation that I just came from, where starting a program up from scratch, right? The athletes over at Magnolia, no football experience at all, right? And so you have to teach them everything. We started out 0-5, and we went 5-0 after that. So after, I think it was 20 years of no playoff,
appearances,
appearance, we made the playoffs. So our first season there was kind of rough at start, but it ended great, and we had pretty successful seasons. For there, I was there for probably about 4 years, and then I went over to Pacifica, right? Went to Pacifica, same, had a couple guys get some scholarships out of there, won a couple league champs over there as well, and COVID hit. Well, prior to COVID, I'm sorry, I had a long commute, working from home and things of that nature. So from Torrance to Garden Grove, 405 freeway, the commute was pretty long, right?
Yeah.
So kind of looking to see what we were going to do, my wife and I. So I was fortunate enough to get on at Sunny Hills, which is literally maybe 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the traffic, from where we moved to, right, in Buena Park. So that there, and again, very similar to Magnolia, kids that have no football experience. So when you're able to pay it forward and kind of teach these guys just about the work ethic, about the sport, improving their football IQ, teaching them what life has to offer out of football, it's very rewarding. It is very rewarding, and that's kind of what I have to tell my wife every time. She's like, "Hey, there's no greater feeling sometimes other than having your own,
Yes,
and seeing your own succeed, than taking a young man or a young woman and teaching them something that is going to help them later on in life, right? Giving them values to help them succeed is huge. They have no idea what their expectations or what their potential is. Right? They're young. They have no idea.
Yes.
But we can see it. We can see that if you focus, if you set your mind in the right direction, if you set yourself some attainable goals, anything's possible. And I think that's the best part about it is seeing them willing to sacrifice their bodies for the good of the team, for their coaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
And them knowing that they're leaving it all out in that field of competition
Mm-hmm.
is great.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like when I started coaching and seeing them, like it would be, let's say somebody gets injured, right? Gets injured during the game. He doesn't show up to practice. I says, hey, I would tell them when they show up, I says, hey, dude, I know you're injured. I go, but you're part of this team. You need to show up and give encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They think that they get sick. Like, hey, can you walk? Okay, then show up. Sit on the side, whatever, drink water, just show the team you're there.
Yep.
It's about being a team, camaraderie.
Yep.
And I like the things that's going on at Sunny Hills, what we're doing. I remember my senior year, we went for our senior trip, we went to Lake Elsinore.
Oh, nice.
I don't even remember how we got there, but we all got there, and it was the coaches, the players, and we hung out, went swimming, and it's about camaraderie. And that's one thing I tell my son. I says, hey, dude, like you got a lot of players you got to look at. You guys' team is looking good. We'll get to the JV. You guys are looking good as well. I know you're the head JV coach, but varsity for a second, I'm like, dude, you are part of something great here. And you got guys that are all-stars that have potential to get scholarships and make, move on, and a lot of them, like, they want to focus on certain positions. I says, hey, dude, you're part of this team. You need to work hard to get and give them the relief they need. Instead of being on the field the whole time, you need to work, and you have the capability of doing it, and then I think that's the hard part is get through these kids' minds. Like, dude, you guys can do anything you put your mind towards.
Yep.
This podcast started from nothing, and now it's becoming something. It's getting out there. People are tuning in. It's like I started the show just to show my kids, like, hey, dude, I could build something out of nothing. So can you.
Yeah.
Going back to Isaac, like, Isaac, dude, you put on the weight, dude. You're you're big now. Like, you're bigger than I was.
Yeah.
You're putting, like, always he can, but he's focusing on, like, I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna put on weight. I'm like, dude, you put on enough weight. Let's focus on your stretching. Let's focus on the ice bath we have right here for you. Like, he should be back here right now in the ice bath. I'm like, hey, it's like trying to get to them is part of coaching. You know what I mean? It's like, how do I get to them? Because I said this. I said, hey, mijo, when you're my age, when you're 45, when I was the starting DB my senior year, and I had to go through trials and tribulations. Some guy came in, he transferred, and he took the spot automatically because of his size and speed. I was 5'7", dude, 145, 150 pounds, dude. And this guy was 185, 6 foot, and he had it all, and he was making fun of me, like, oh, I came in, and he ended up getting transferred out. Something happened, but then I moved in the spot, but I took it easy. Right? I thought that, I got the spot, I'm good. Problem was, when the starting O was out there, I wasn't going out there. I was going, no, I'm starting. And I would put the rookies in, the JV in, go ahead. And Coach Davis told me, he goes, hey, man, he goes, if you ain't fucking, out there, you got to go put in your work.
Yeah.
I had, my senior year, I had a pulled hamstring right off the bat, spring ball, dude, put on the weight, put on the speed, and we were running sprints. And I pulled a hamstring that didn't go away all season. That was it.
Yep.
You only got 10 games. That was it. I'm not going to sit out for, that's never going to heal. I had to work through that. Plus, I had a big scab on my left knee. Big scab. It was huge. And every practice, it would just, as soon as I hit the floor, it would just pill. It was constantly bleeding. And I had to deal with those two injuries. And when I go out there against starting, I would go out there against starting. Oh man, it was head hunting. You know what I mean? We went full pads. It was no holds barred. And when you got a lineman who weighs 320 pounds running at you and you weigh 150, you got to learn how to maneuver. And like, I'd do everything, but man, you're going to have to somehow take those hits. And eventually, I didn't learn this till later in the season. I was nearsighted. So when we came under the lights, I didn't know who had the ball. They'd be running a sweep, and like Estancia was good with that, with the wing tee, and they would run. He'd be running the ball, and I didn't know who had and I just started hitting people, boom, boom, because I would hit, You know, I've had a couple concussions. I know later down the road, I was like, I had a concussion. But anyway, yeah, I'll tell you a story. But anyways, I would just start hitting people. I ended up losing the position, right? I lost it to a sophomore who grew up playing Pop Warner. Just like you, I played coming off the street, playing, football on the street.
Yeah.
He grew up playing it. He ended up taking my position as a sophomore, and he was a great player. You know, hands down, he was a great player. And turns out he ends up becoming a UFC fighter years down the road. So, like, I don't feel as bad, losing a position to someone that became a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
That's what I was dealing with back in the days. But going back to the concussions, dude, I was like, after a JV game, I was driving, I had a Honda Accord 1997. It was gold. And I had my friend, his girlfriend, and I think my lady was with me. Yeah, at Bonaparte Park, right?
Okay.
So that's where I graduated from. The cement blocks.
Yeah.
I fucking ran over them.
Wow.
Boom, 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 and they're going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, back then concussions or anything like that, but I had a few, and I get it.
Mm.
It's a gladiator sport. But anyways, going back to you, what's your coaching philosophy? You know what I mean? When you see these kids, what's your...
Well, for me right now, it's not about the wins and losses,
Yes.
right? I know a lot of coaches, it's their livelihood,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not mine at the moment, but it's not about the wins and losses.
Mhm.
It's about developing,
Fundamentals, mental
Teach-
toughness.
teaching them mental toughness, right? Getting them to understand that you can push through.
Mhm.
A lot of people like to use the equation 80-20, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's 80% mental, right?
I heard you.
20%
My coach
physical,
Davis said it was 10%.
right?
But yeah, 80-20. Yeah.
Everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
But it's 80% mental.
Mhm.
Once you get into your head that you can do something, once you get it into your head that I've done this, or I'm going to work harder than my teammate.
Mhm.
If you work harder than your teammate, then you're probably working harder than your opponent,
Mhm.
right? And you don't know what your opponent is doing, so you have to prepare
Mhm.
yourself
Mhm.
for the unknown. So if you take time off, if you don't push yourself when it's just you, when it's your team, you can't just turn it on.
Mhm.
Very few people have it to where they can just turn a switch on and they have it, right? LT was one of those guys. Deion Sanders was one of those guys, right?
See Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
He was in the movie Any Given Sunday.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, so hey, you have to mentally prepare yourself. That's something that you develop,
Mhm.
right? A work ethic is something that you develop.
Mhm.
You what you see your parents do is what you're gonna do. So if you see your parents busting their butt, you see them getting up every morning going to work, that's gonna be ingrained in you to, hey, okay, this is what is needed to be successful. This is what is needed to provide for one's family. This is what is needed. As a teenager, as a young person,
Mhm.
you have no cares in the world.
Mhm.
So as a coach, it's my job, I would say calling almost, to prepare you for the next phase of your life, right?
Mhm.
Your parents are going to do that as well, but here it is. This is somebody that's looking from the outside in, or just looking from the outside, right? I don't know what you're going through at home. I will try to relate with you as much as I can, right? But whatever it is, let's work through it. Let's not harp on it. Let's not allow it to eat away at us, because if you do, then things just start to come stack on top of each other. It's
Mhm.
like a snowball effect, right?
Mhm.
So, my philosophy is hard work, uh, team player, and get your football IQ up, which will help you in anything else that you're doing in life. Because you have to, it's like muscle memory,
Mhm.
right? So you gotta have fundamentals. You gotta pack your own stuff. Make sure you have everything that you need to get out on the field, to be safe, to compete, and go home the way that you came. It's not the coach's responsibility.
Mhm.
It's your responsibility. So it's up to me to try to condition you to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and to be able to stand on your own 2 feet.
Mhm. When you are you involved in the off season?
I used to be involved in the off season heavily. I did personal training,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I would have athletes come to me and we would personal train. Since I've had my children, COVID, right, and trying to
Mm-hmm.
be present in their lives, I like to utilize that off season to kind of recharge,
Mm-hmm.
evaluate myself,
Mm-hmm.
my coaching methods and
Mm-hmm.
techniques from the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do better next season? I used to coach girls basketball,
Okay.
and in the off season, because it's obviously after football season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the girls, you're the coach that yells a lot. No, what are you talking about?
Mhm.
Yeah, the boys are scared of you. No, what? And this is coming from
Yeah.
freshman, sophomore girls, right? So I get in the gym, and we had a game one Saturday morning. Saturday morning in the gym, it's kind of quiet and so forth. I'm the loudest one in the gym. Like I can hear myself echoing off the walls. And I had to take a step back. Like I don't want to be the loudest one in the gym,
Mm.
right? These are young ladies. I
Mhm.
shouldn't be, you know,
Yeah.
kind of projecting my voice to them in this manner. Even though it's competition, it's different forms of communicating. Like how can I communicate with them to still get them to accomplish what I'm asking them to accomplish?
Mm.
So um, with that, I took a step back and I go, practice has to be harder than the games, right?
Mhm.
So that way in the game, I can almost whisper to you and we can get
Mm.
we can get the same
Yeah.
results, right? I don't have to be the loudest in the gym. I don't have to be the loudest on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's
Like Bill Belichick.
yeah, right. I would earlier on in my coaching, I would come home after games hoarse, right? Just
Yeah.
hoarse, throat hurts all
Mhm.
weekend
Mhm.
till maybe Tuesday, and I
Mhm.
got a day and a half before I'm right back at it. So with that, if we can communicate at practice, if we can get all the coaching and teaching out at practice in the game, I can talk to you.
Yeah.
And in the midst of competition on the battlefield, yelling is not going to get it done. Depending on your surrounding will determine on the volume that I have to use, but the way that I communicate with you will be different, right? The
Mhm.
way that I communicate with you is we made a mistake. You know what you're supposed to have done. So let's go out there and just fix it.
Mhm.
All right, let's go fix it. I believe in you. You need to believe in yourself. Teammates are depending on you. So let's just go make that correction, okay? Let's let's
Mhm.
let's go do that. Right?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but it does. When it comes to coaching, like when I was coaching, like it's like you got your chess pieces out here, and then you're going against that coach. He's sitting across the field from you, and that's one thing Jerry Bruckenheimer focused on. And he focused on different areas, like being the owner, being the coach, being the player. Like I said, I watch it every year.
Yeah.
Like I watch it, and like I pick up little things. But one thing he focused on too was coaching. Like, no, I know this coach. I know how he is, and the
Mhm.
coach is looking across from him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and going back to what you're saying, if you're yelling at your players, that means they're not prepared. And he goes, "Hey, they don't know what they're doing."
Yep.
But when you whisper to them, like, "Hey, dude, we already did this. You know what you need to do."
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a game within the game.
It is. And so back to all the metaphors and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature, right? So it's 80-20.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I saw Michael Irvin did a show, right?
Mm.
And I really loved the show. And he kind of took guys off the street, maybe a couple of college players that didn't make the draft or whatnot, right? And he put them basically through a camp.
Mm-hmm.
And the player that won pretty much got a spot on the Dallas Cowboys,
Really?
right, for into preseason.
When was this?
Oh, this was probably around within the 2000s, maybe.
What was
around
his name? You don't remember
2008.
his name?
I don't remember
Okay.
his name, right?
I didn't know about
But it
that.
was a great show, and I took something from him: a fast start and a strong finish, right? So I love that, right? You start out fast. By the time you're tired and fatigued, now you have to dig deep and finish strong, right? You got to have that endurance to finish. Um, then there's another one that I like to kind of teach my players is
Start fast, finish strong. I like that.
fast start, strong finish, right? Come out, hit them quick, get them like a shock and awe out the gate. Have them. Where's this coming from? And in the end, when they're fatigued, you're still going. You got energy, you got effort, desire to go out there and finish your opponent off, right? Um, but there's 4 quarters in a football game. There's 4 phases to a football game. So if you win the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, meaning you didn't allow too many points, right? You didn't turn the ball over too much. Like, hey, you had a good first quarter. Okay, second quarter might be the good because your momentum is going to keep going. Now, there's 4 phases also of the game. There's offense, there's defense, special team, and then of course coaching, right? So it's how are you preparing your players to go out there and compete, to win, to finish, and dominate.
That was my next question. What's your approach to game planning?
Uh,
You know what I mean? It's. I mean, you're the questions that I have. I mean, you're rolling with it. I don't even have to ask them. You're on point.
game planning, right? Of course, you have to study. You have to study film. Got to study film, right? You got to kind of know your opponent, and then you want to break down their tendencies. What do they like to do? What is one of their favorite plays? Kind of, do they have any kind of bread and butters? Do they have any indicators? Right, you're able to get all of this off of watching film. Okay. Then from there, it's you have to prepare your players for also anything can happen.
Yeah.
I don't want to game plan for the what if this, what if that, what if they do, what if they do it, we react to it and we play to
You
it.
guys don't watch film on JV, do you?
We do.
Oh, you guys do?
We
okay,
do.
nice.
When it's available, right? When it's available, finding someone that's willing to go out and film your opponent so that you can kind of get the scouting report ahead of time. It's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge. And usually the JV team runs a similar variation to what the varsity team is going to run.
Yeah.
So if you're watching the varsity team, you can kind of go, okay, these are some of the varsity's explosive plays. Unless they have the same talent on the JV, they probably won't run that. They probably won't run this one, but they'll run a version of it, right? They'll run very likely the same formations. Okay, so for me, it's take away what you want to take away and give the opponent one thing. And until they find that, what you're giving them, you're probably winning. Right? You're probably winning because I know what I'm giving you. And if I'm only giving you a 5-yard pass, that's going to take a lot to chip down the field. And unless you have the endurance like Tom Brady and those Patriots teams, right? To just kind of chip. And then one of those chips is going to give a big crack and the player's going to go for a big clip. Or it's going to give an opening for a deep ball here and there, right? Or the defense is going to get impatient. They're going to try to suck up, and now we can go over the top, right? So if I'm giving you something and you haven't found it and you're still trying to do what you want to do and it's not being successful, well, then that's the 4th phase of the game, and that's coaching. You got to be adjustable. You got to be able to pivot sometimes. So, that's another one of the pieces of the game.
Yeah. How long have you been you're head coach for JV, right?
I am the head coach of JV. I think this is going on second year
Mm-hmm.
of. Well, I've been there since 2020.
Okay.
I had the COVID year where we had a joint
Mhm.
team.
Mm-hmm.
I was the head coach there, so it was kind of a frost soft JV freshman mix.
Mm-hmm.
Head coach there. I was a head coach of the freshman team, and then I've done the JV team as well. So I've kind of bounced around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
At the other campuses, I was also head coach of the JV squads as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah. So I know last year we had Coach Gambro. If I'm
Mhm.
pronouncing the last name
Yes.
right. I know people's
Gambro, yes.
yeah, Gambro. And then he brought in the offensive coordinator.
Mhm.
What's his name? I'm sorry.
Oscar Mott. We call
Yeah.
him Mott. Coach
Mott,
Mott.
yeah, Coach Mott. Last season I was, you know what I mean? The way the offense was running, I was just, like at this point, it's like I just want to, let's just try to win games. But I knew that he was, he had his ways of running the offense he's going to develop. And I'll tell you this, after seeing what I seen on Thursday, like I've been going to all the most of them, the passing leagues and all that. I saw JV out there. You guys look fucking crisp, bro. That offense, I mean, I don't know but these kids were catching balls, like just like chipping away, like I seen it. But the defense, looks solid too. You guys look really good this year, dude.
Thank you. It's seeing that with the change
Yeah.
of the sport,
Mm-hmm.
the old way of defense wins championships and so forth, right? Well, defense wins championships, right? If you can stop a team from putting up points, then you're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And offense sells tickets,
Mm-hmm.
right? Offense is going to bring the people in. Very similar to the NBA, right? Like the three ball is filling the seats, right? But we got to be able to stop guys. We got to be able to.
Because you're the defensive coordinator on the JV, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And
yes.
then Coach Mana is offense.
Offensive
Okay,
coordinator.
yeah.
Yes. So we got to be able to stop guys, and if you can stop guys and give your offense another opportunity, one more opportunity to go out and put up some points, that's huge, right? The more times you have the ball, I mean, probability says that you'll probably likely win, right? So that's really how I like to go about it. Like, hey, we're gonna get the offense as many opportunities as possible, and those guys just kind of we're locked in.
Yeah.
We're
How
locked
excited
in.
are you for the season? I'm excited. You guys look good. Varsity, JV. I haven't seen the freshmen yet, but man, the way the turnaround was for the offense, defense always has been, good.
Yeah.
But the going away from the old Coach Wild, I guess it's limited to the players you have too as well.
Of course. The demographics says a lot. Football IQ says a lot, right? It plays a factor into the culture up on the hill.
Yeah.
Right. With that, with Coach coming in, we're rebranding Sunny Hills. Is how I like to phrase it, right? We're rebranding. People hear Sunny Hills and they're wing tee. You guys still running the wing tee, this and that. And with Coach coming in and bringing in the spread offense, it's a different brand. It's a different flavor, right? It's completely different. So some brands aren't gonna stick immediately, right? It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some people seeing that brand, getting a feel for it, right? Working with it, wearing it, consuming it, right? So right now, we're definitely rebranding Sunny Hills in a very positive light. It's an excellent vibe up on the hill. This season, is it a redemption season? Is it a rebounding season? It's definitely a season that we're gonna come smack you in the mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
And what you got last year is not gonna be it at all.
Oh no, not even close.
We're coming to get you. We're coming to put the Lancers up on the map and set the tone that we are a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I graduated Buena Park '98, and back then Sunny Hills was a force to be reckoned with too, dude. Like our final game, right, was against Sunny Hills, and it was for the league championship, and it came down to the last second. Quarterback from Sunny Hills threw a bomb. Guy caught it, ran in for a touchdown, dude. And like to this day, like I still know those are my friends that
Yeah.
were playing safety back then, and I know it still haunts them to this day because it put us in a different ranking,
Yeah.
and we ended up losing in the playoffs against CAF. My next question though is, what do you think about the new format we got going on? That's like it's not no more Fourier League, Century League. It's Trinity League. It's what do you think about that? The rankings and all that. Does it make it more favorable? Does it make it more? I mean, I don't know. We're playing against from the past record.
Yeah. Um, my involvement somewhat in that is I don't give a
Okay.
shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Bring them.
Yeah.
Bring them, right? Like, hey, bring it. It's supposed to help the leagues be a little more competitive,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's supposed to kind of bring a balance to the
Mhm.
leagues is somewhat why you don't have,
Mm-hmm.
for example, years past, La Habra is pretty much dominating the Freeway League, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now let's put you in a league to where it's going to be competitive for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that is, I think, what's trying to happen right
Remember
now.
the OC Network?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
My senior year, our Bonaparte, it was a highlight of the year. It
Uh-huh.
was Bonaparte versus La Habra.
Yeah.
They were down there videotaping.
Mhm.
My cousin swears that she saw me, you know what I mean? Like I did a tackle and all that.
Yeah.
I would like to see more. Well, we got YouTube now. You know what I mean? We got
Yes.
YouTube. Sunny Hills. I know sometimes if I couldn't make the game, I try to find it on YouTube, and
Mhm.
they have the broadcasting.
Yeah.
But
with the social media today, with the way that broadcasting and coverages have evolved,
mhm,
right? I mean, anyone can film it, right? You
Mhm.
no longer need a major broadcasting company to be there to get your game aired or covered or published, right? Or
Mhm.
out there. So with that, it's great. It's great with the coverage that we have available today. As far as the re-leaguing and things of that nature,
you don't care, just bring them.
that's really how I feel, right? I'm gonna prepare my guys to go out and compete, play fast, execute our plays, be disciplined, and one play at a time, and protect your house. That's for one.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're gonna go on the road, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
we're coming to eat. We're coming to eat. That's for
Mhm.
sure. We're definitely coming to eat. But it's good for Sunny Hills. It's good for Sunny Hills. It's tough when you have a good season
Mm-hmm.
and you're almost penalized and you're bought up, right? Because now you're bumped up, and going up a league could be a deterrent to where it's tougher,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're just really not ready for that
Mm-hmm.
because of the fluctuation of the athlete, the graduation rate,
Mhm.
right? You got, hey, you can be
21 seniors this year, right?
yeah, you can be senior heavy, right? And now, okay, well, next year you're going to be young. That's going to be tough to go compete, depending on how you develop them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, but work harder than the rest. To be the best, you got to work harder than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And if we do that, it doesn't matter who lines up across from us. It does not matter.
Yeah, you guys look good.
We'll be
I was
ready.
there Friday. You guys look really good, dude.
Yes, yes.
So what kind of goals you have in the future, man? What do you? I mean, obviously you love what you're doing, but do you have other goals, other achievements you want to make?
At the
You're
moment,
still young. You know what I mean?
thank you. At the moment, I am definitely my goal is to my immediate goal is to have a successful season, right? Allow these young men to have fun, allow them to see that, hey, to be successful, you got you got to go through it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, sometimes you got to go through it a little
Mhm.
bit. You got to go down.
That's life.
But it's what are you gonna do after that,
Yeah.
right? You pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you keep going ahead. You keep striving ahead, and one play at a time, one day at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and good things will come. So my immediate goal is to go out and hopefully bring a league championship to the JV squad. From there, prepare these young men to go on and uh, help the varsity team continue to improve,
Mm-hmm.
right, and bring a league championship back to the varsity team.
Mm-hmm.
So league champions is definitely our immediate goal. Being realistic, it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So as a coach,
I think you guys got a chance
of course,
for sure.
of course, and it's keeping everyone level headed, and it's not going to be easy. It's not.
Yeah.
It is not an easy task
Nope.
to go out and be a champion. To be a champion, you have to put forth effort. You got to
Mhm.
want it, right?
Mhm.
And that's what we are trying to instill in our young men to go out and be champions,
Mm-hmm.
be winners.
Yeah, players that are listening to the show, I'm going to give you some advice, dude. If you're on the sideline, tell your coach, get out there, say, hey, coach, put me in. You know what I mean? Let me, not during the games, obviously, but during practice, show yourself.
Mhm.
Show up early, stretch out, get ready, dude. Everybody's a leader on this team, dude. It's not just one, not two. You guys are all leaders at some point, dude. It's a team. You know what I mean? It's all about the team. Put your guys, put yourself out there. Give them a rest. You know, you got to get out there and show yourself.
Correct. Yes.
You not be the best player, not be the fastest, strongest, but get out there and show yourself. That's how you're gonna get better. Yeah, you're on the sideline, you're part of the team, but you gotta do what you gotta do to to help the team. Whatever you can, dude. Let me get out there. Let me, coach. And ask the coach. And that's one thing I tell Isaac. I says, hey, dude, communication. You know what I mean? Talk with your coaches. You come home, you're angry or whatever. Like, hey, dude, those are like your second dads. They're your daddies. You know what I mean? Go and talk to them. They're not gonna yell at you. You know what I mean? Like he'll tell me he'll tell me a lie and then tell the truth to his mom. He goes, well, he's gonna get mad. I go, well, I'm gonna get mad that you're lying to me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get mad. Like I didn't have an ice bath when I grew up.
Yeah.
I didn't have the necessities. When I played football, and you wanted to do this, and what I mean? I didn't force it upon you, but you have everything in front of you to be successful.
Yep.
And you as a coach, you're teaching them that. Like, hey, dude, we have everything available to make you successful.
What players don't understand is that they want to go D1. They want to go to these Power 5, the powerhouses, right? That's where they want to go because that's what they see.
That's everybody's dream, yeah.
Right? That's where they want to go. Well, those players that are there only have to be told once, right? If you want to go to Alabama, if you want to go to SC, if you want to go to the Michigans, the Miamis, if I'm telling you to take an ice bath, take an ice bath,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking care of their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you that, hey, this is how your back pedal is supposed to be, or if this is how your release as the wide receiver is supposed to be, I've only had to tell them once. And then they go out there and they do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you want to go to that next level, it's conditioning your mind to go out there and implement what coaches are telling you the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So having toddlers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Having toddlers and knowing that I have to tell them multiple times to now having teenagers that I have to tell multiple times, it's only, they're going to do what they want, right? Until you make them do it.
Mhm.
And I shouldn't have to tell a young adult that if your body hurts and you don't want it to hurt anymore,
That's what I was getting to.
this is what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play, this is what you need to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're a young adult. You have to make that decision.
Mhm.
Either lip service is great. It sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
But coaches get lip service from 50 guys out there because they all want to play, right? Oh, I want to go here. And this is from a starter. Our starters are saying they want to go here. But you're still not doing some of the things that you need to do to get there,
Mm-hmm.
right? In today's sports realm,
Super competitive.
it is. And it's become a business
Mm-hmm.
off the field as well.
Yeah.
Personal trainers today don't personal train for the success of the athlete
Mm-hmm.
long term. Meaning you have a great athlete that is coming to you and they want to get faster.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you get them faster, but you also need to be realistic with them that hey, there is going to be a phase where we are going to plateau,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or there's going to be a phase where you may decline a little bit due to the training. Don't get discouraged because of that. Once your body heals,
Mm-hmm.
once your body gets acclimated to the workout,
Mm-hmm.
you'll start to see those positive results again,
Mm-hmm.
right? Also, recovery, endurance, finishing strong, right? I think some of that could be lacking in the personal training realm
Mm-hmm.
in certain personal training
Mhm.
facilities. Then the teachings that you're teaching them, the techniques and so forth, right, is great. But are you giving them the IQ, the situation to when to use those type of techniques, to why they're using those techniques, and how to properly use them, right? Um, I would shut down my training session, my camp, the start of season.
Season. Yeah.
Start of season. Now,
I've
Well-
had somebody on the show. You know, what I mean, we talked about this, but yeah.
go to your program, take what we've worked on. Now you're going to go get taught. Now you're going to go get the teaching. You're going to get the scheme. You're going to get the playbook, right? To when you're supposed to use your shuffle turn as a corner, when you're supposed to use your T step out of your back pedal,
Mhm.
right? When as a wide receiver, when are you supposed to use your split release between your jab release? You're going to get all of that now as you go back into your program, right? So now it's use those techniques that you've learned and how does that make you better and a valuable asset to your program, right? The problem with the athlete is they feel like what they've learned from the personal trainer is the only way, and it's never combined to the scheme,
Mm-hmm.
their program,
Mm-hmm.
right? Their team. You did this separately, and now you need to bring it to your team, and how does that fit and mesh with your team?
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
and they go all year round, right? They go all year
Mhm.
round. They're okay. I'm in season. You're in season. You're
Mhm.
not going to get faster. You're not going to get stronger.
Nope.
And programs are going to give you everything that you need to endure through the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Does Sunny Hill offer? Do they do ice baths over there?
we do ice baths.
Oh,
over there.
really?
We do.
Oh,
We do.
it's good to know.
We do. It is available, right? It's not one of those.
That's like where it's like forcing everybody. But if you need it, hey,
If you need it, if you ask for it,
do we have players that are doing it?
we do.
Okay, cool.
We do have players that are doing it.
Nice.
Yes. Not everyone,
Yes.
but we do have players that are doing it.
Good on somebody.
Hey, you know,
It's there if you want it, dude. You know
It
what I
is.
mean?
It
Listen,
is.
Sunny Hills isn't like a great football team, but you guys gotta understand if you're not starting or you're going through whatever, dude, you have the opportunity, you know what I mean, to get playing time, but you gotta step it up, dude. Step it up just a little bit, you know, whatever, dude. But dude, Sunny Hills is offering everything you need.
Just-
I tell this to the kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't, you know, like you know.
not just at Sunny Hills, right?
Other schools, yeah.
across the nation, right? If you want to get on the field, sometimes you got to do the little things, right? You got to push yourself, and what I've realized is it clicks. The light comes on for some earlier than it does for others.
Yeah.
right.
I'm a slow learner. So
Right.
yeah.
Also, one's self-confidence develops faster than others, right?
Mhm.
So as a freshman going in, you're a little scrawny little freshman kid coming on campus, right? And you see a senior and you're like, oh well, I don't want to be hit by that guy, right? But that's not the competition that you're up against.
Mhm.
So now that 80-20 comes back into play
Mhm.
and you're already self-defeated.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If you push yourself in the weight room, right? And you start to feel a little different. You start to feel a little stronger. If you accept my 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups challenge a night on top of your program's workout, that confidence, that self-image is gonna brighten up a lot faster than someone that just does the bare minimum and is intimidated by the weight room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like weights can be a little intimidating. Getting in the weight room can be a little intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's also something that plays a factor in one's ability and opportunity to get out on the field.
Yeah, I think I was getting bullied. I was probably like 11, 12, getting bullied. My dad, he was, he wanted to say he wasn't a bodybuilder, but he was really into fitness and lifting weights. And he had a professional Olympic bench press, had the weights,
Yeah.
everything. And he had pictures of the exercises, pictures of Lou Ferrigno,
Yeah,
Arnold
yeah.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And I went in there one day and I just started doing it,
Yep.
and I started doing it. I, I've always been into fitness since then. Obviously over the years, you let yourself go, you get back into it.
No
I'm going to show you a
comment.
picture.
No comment.
I'm going to show you a picture out there, dude. You're going to see the difference.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you. I've lost 30 pounds
Yeah.
since last October. So
Yeah.
I'm been, trying my best,
course.
but yeah, it starts, like I get it, man. It's like it's this is your journey, but like it's up to you,
Mhm.
like you can, people don't understand what you're capable of doing. But I'm gonna move on for this. I gotta
All right.
ask you a question. Can
Okay.
you give me a moment, one of the games, a moment where it was like, do or die, funny or or whatever, in a game where it was like victorious or, I think I said the question wrong.
Oh
Let me
man.
see. Yeah. Can you
Any
share a memorable game where a bold call or adjustment turned tide?
that is
Too many?
no. It just
Like what's a memorable game where it's like you made a call or something and
I can't say that it's one call, but I know it's a school. It
is it Troy?
it is Troy. It is
I
Troy.
remember that game.
We're gonna go. So like I said, I've been here since 2020, and one year we're at Troy,
Mm-hmm.
and we're competing with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're competing with them, and then a ref makes a bad call,
Mm-hmm.
and self discipline as coaches, we got to keep our cool. Assistant goes off, and boom, we get hit with a 15-yard penalty, and then boom, we get hit with another penalty, and that just was a huge momentum shift, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that there, we lost that game. It came down to we had an opportunity at the end. However, we just weren't prepared for that climb,
Mm-hmm.
right? To climb back out and now go finish.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to about 2 seasons ago,
Mm-hmm.
we got Troy again, and it's looking like it could be a nail biter, right? Like it looks like we might go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just kind of told the guys, hey, we could win this thing, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you. And the guys locked in, and we won. We went 9-1 that season, right? And they had a great year. And in that season, we played La Habra. That was our only loss, La Habra.
Yeah, and they were playing dirty.
Yeah, they were playing dirty.
A lot
right?
of players got injured.
Right. But they got hurt because 80-20. 80-20.
I know a lot of those players that got hurt. Yeah,
Right.
I know what you're talking about.
It's
yeah.
La Habra.
Mhm.
They are this, they are that, blah. And you are the Lancers.
Mhm.
You get dressed just like they do. La Habra was not good. They were not. They were a team that was thrown together. They didn't really practice together at all.
Really?
No, they were, hey, okay, this guy's going to play. The JV team was assembled that day.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And we got into our head that we were on their campus, and it was that good David thing.
They didn't have a JV team, or
They assembled their JV team kind of last minute. Okay, this guy's not starting. You know, this guy doesn't play on varsity, so it'll go down and so forth. And they did not.
do they do that every game that season, or that's just happened?
I think that just happened that game, right? But then they kind of put a team together
Because they
after
wanted
that.
to win.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So I think that one there, and
Yeah, there was a lot of injuries that game.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember Isaac. They threw him out for running back, and man, he went in. They were playing. Yeah, they were.
yeah,
It was a tough game.
yeah. I couple of Fullerton games, right? Set the
Mhm.
tone early, a fast start, right?
Mhm.
Hit him with the shock and boom, and we had a play at, I believe it was like at the 1 yard line or something like that. 1 year
Mhm.
goes the distance. It was game over. It was game over, right? So
Mhm.
that was huge. It's when you're in this game sometimes.
How's your blood pressure, bro?
It's up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying. Like my
defi-
blood pressure was through the roof when I was coaching,
It
bro.
is-
Like when you people don't understand, dude. Like who was the head coach for the Florida Gators? What's his name? He did a documentary on Netflix as well, dude. He was like he had to quit, dude, because like his heart and everything,
Yeah.
blood pressure. Forgot his
Was it
name.
Myers?
Look it up.
Was
Yeah,
it
yeah. I
Myers
think
or
it was
something like that?
Myers.
Myers, and then he went over. He comes back and goes over to Ohio State.
Yeah,
I think so, right? Fred Myers, I think it was.
yeah. I think it was Fred Myers.
Something like that. Yeah, blood pressure is it can get up there. So that's one reason why I'm trying to limit the screaming, right? Try to stay at an even kill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that way, when I get there, they know, like, hey, yo, coach is up there, right? And football can be fun. It can be fun, you know. It's a sport. I try to keep lighthearted as much as I can, but it's a switch, right? It's a switch because it's also a dangerous sport.
Mm-hmm.
So you can laugh and have a good time, but then we also got to turn it off and turn back on. Hey, let's get serious. Let's focus up. Let's go to work, get the job done, and we can have a good time.
Do you think, like, when I played football, like I talked about earlier, we played through injuries,
Mhm.
and I noticed the last couple seasons, not just our, Sonny, but other schools, there's a lot more injuries happening. Is that because of training, conditioning, or is it because people are training more, they're getting stronger, faster at a younger age, and just, they're getting, more powerful. And so it's causing more injuries at a younger level. Because growing up, me and you, like, you'd get injuries, aches and pains. But now it seems like there's more injuries now than before. Like, is that because of we're training and getting bigger and faster, therefore more of that's happening? Or is it because of lack of nutrition and training?
I think it's a collective
Okay.
of things. Lack of exercise, mobility.
Kind of both, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like,
Mhm.
hey, like when you're running around at a young age, your body is used to
Mhm.
doing these things,
Mhm.
right? Today, kids are not very, but most kids have been sheltered a little bit, right?
Mhm.
Parents have changed from the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? They're a lot more hands on, trying to protect the kids from getting scraped knees. I'm guilty of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I've had to step back and say, hey, you know what? They gotta go outside and play. They can't stay inside. They have to go outside. They have to play. They got to run around, and that's what a lot of kids have not been doing for quite some time.
Mhm.
On top
That's
of
true. The iPad. What do we call it? The iPad babies.
yeah, the technology babies or the screen babies.
Mhm.
Whatever.
I grew up playing in the street, dude.
Yeah. Hey, you went outside. it was you're outside until basically dinner time. You're outside till the street light comes on, right? Like, hey, you're 10 a.m. Crazy story, right? So I'm at my grandmother's house one summer. Well, that's where I basically grew up at my grandmother's house. So it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. We've done all the chores that grandma's requires us to do, right? And it's like, hey, we're like horses at the starting gate. Like, we're ready to go outside and go play. So we go down the street. We knock on the door. Hey, can they come out?
Yeah, I remember those.
No. No, they cannot. Don't come back till 10 o'clock. All right, so 10 o'clock on the dot. Hey, can they come out? Boom. We're all outside. And you're out there until, you got to go to the bathroom. You get something to eat, right? That's really about it. Then you do it again till dinner time. So I'm trying to, hey, I put a jumper up in the backyard for my kids.
There you go.
You got 30 minutes. You're going to stay in the backyard. Can I go inside? No. Stay outside 30 minutes. We're going to do whatever you want to do out here. 30 minutes. You got chalk. You got toys. You got the jumper. Whatever. I'm just going to let you play, and I'll play with you. But we're staying outside for 30 minutes easy. Minimum, right? And I think that is something that was lacking, and is still lacking to the science, right? The medicine and so forth that is coming out, right?
I feel that.
That it is playing a factor in all of these injuries today, right? Kids are getting bigger, faster, and stronger. Yes. They're not.
And then you got the ones that are on the phone. Okay, cool.
So it's a collective.
Not cool, but like I get it. Yeah.
And,
I had to shut off. Like I have control of their phones. I think you're 17. Like you're not 18 yet, dude. So I had to cut everything back. These kids be up till bouncing off the walls till 2, 3 in the morning. I'm like, hey, dude,
no.
Like relax. And so I had to do that. But we have my niece who my wife and her mom watch. My sister-in-law, shout out to Denise, big fan of the show.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a big big supporter. She listens to my show, and she drops the baby off. She's 9 months old, and there's no TV on, dude. It's hands-on. Like the doctor, I think she took her doctor's appointment, and they're like, she's gonna be walking in a couple weeks. Like but we don't give her no eye. Like she's fascinated with my shirts. Like if I have a shirt like yours with a symbol, like I'll wear my Raider and Saint podcast shirt. She just looks at it like she's so fascinated, or like, but once she sees a phone, she's like, what is that? So we'll put on like Tinkerbell on the TV and we'll give her 30 minutes and she'll watch it. But then, that's it. We shut it off. But you can see the reaction, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know, man. Like, it's not good for you. You know what I mean? Like we got to keep moving.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I've been off work for a couple months now and like, I'm back at the gym. I'm moving around, but I'm at the point where, because I'm a UPS driver, I'm in and out of the car all day long for 10 hours at a time.
Yeah.
And I sit here at home and I relax. I'm watching movies, whatever, working on the podcast. Just recuperating from my injuries that I've been through. So I know that, hey, dude, you got to keep moving.
Yes.
You got to keep moving.
Yes.
And if you don't, man, like, that's when all the diseases come on and all the aches and pains. You got to keep moving.
Yep. Yeah. So with that, right, my wife's a BCBA, and she hit us with.
What's that, BCBA?
Board Certified Behavior Analyst.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So child development. She works with early prevention, right, with special needs.
How'd you meet your lady?
Weird story. Dinner at a friend's house.
Okay, cool.
Dinner at a friend's house. She gave me the cold shoulder, and
I don't want to get personal, but you know what I mean. Like your wife's beautiful, your kids are beautiful, dude,
Thank
and
you.
you guys are awesome.
Thank you. She gave me the cold shoulder, and I was like, but wait a minute, you know what I mean? So after that night, I told my friend, I was like, hey, wherever she's at, I need to be there. So whenever you guys are hanging out, let me know. So and from there on, we just kind of clicked, right? And
How long you guys been together for now?
Oh man, crazy! I would almost go 2010. I met her in 2010. I would say. Yeah, so
It's
what's that,
15 years ago.
15 years
15
ago.
years and you're barely,
Yeah.
not barely, but you know, having kids now, man.
Yeah.
That's solid.
I mean, I found a traveling companion, right?
Yeah.
You know, a traveling buddy. We've been to the Bahamas. My wife's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
So we've gone there, right? Hawaii, Mexico, trying to make our way across the pond here soon, and
dope,
to
dude.
Spain, right? One day when these kids get out of diapers.
Before we get out of here,
Yes.
what advice would you give aspiring high school coaches starting today?
Starting out, I would say, hey, you gotta keep a fine line of I'm not your friend to the players. There has to be a respect level,
Mhm.
right? At the same time, you want to develop a relationship with them to where they trust you, right? Don't blow smoke, right? Be real with them, and see their potential. Let them know their potential, and do what you can to help them achieve that, right? I think a lot of coaches sometimes get into the wins and losses, right? And it's all about that. Also, networking, right? Keep your options open, and do it because you love the game. Do it because you're trying to give back to the athletes. Um, like the coaches told me, like my mentor, my Casey Mazzotta told me, it's not about the money, right? At the lower levels, right? It's not about the money.
Definitely, it's not.
So unless you are teaching, unless that's a path that you're on, right, and you have a passion for coaching, then that's where your bag's going to come from you teaching. It's not going to come from the coaching. So with that, do it because you love the sport. Do it because you want to see success in young human beings, right? And you're trying to improve society, one student athlete at a time.
Last question. For young players listening right now, what's one habit or mindset they should adopt to succeed in football and in life? I know we talked about it the whole show, but
what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? What does not kill you makes you stronger. You are going to have a lot of ups and downs in your life, and you learn from it. It's not, you're going to have what is characterized as a failure. It's not a failure, it's a lesson, right? You learn from it, you improve from it, you grow from it, and you do better from it. You run 10 sprints today, 10 sprints tomorrow is going to be much easier, right? You do a bear crawl today, tomorrow is going to be much easier. You're not dead. If you can breathe, you got more, right? So keep pushing yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Don't limit yourself. Succeed for more. What does not kill you makes you stronger. And if you live by that, if you can follow that 80-20 is very simple, right? Like, oh, this hurts. Are you dead? No, get up and keep going, right? I know we say a lot about it's a gladiator sport. It's this and that. It is. It is, right? You have to have that type of mentality. You get hit and you're not dead, they better keep fighting, right? If a soldier goes to battle and his teammate next to him, his brother next to him is depending on him. If you're not dead, you better keep fighting for us because we all want to go home, right? We may go home with some bumps and bruises, but as long as you are alive and you can breathe, you keep fighting, you keep pushing through, keep on. Endurance is the key.
Yeah, I tell my kids that, dude. Like, I got 2 herniated discs, and I've dealt with drug abuse and all that just to go to work. But there were times where I wasn't, and I'd go to work and my back's locked up, and I couldn't even fucking in and out of the truck. Like, so many years of putting in the pain, and Like, but it was for my family. It was for, hey, dude, I got bills to pay. I got people that rely on me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, my lesson, to my kids is like, hey, dude, you're gonna go through hell. Something's always gonna happen around the corner. But if you're prepared for it, you can handle it. But man,
Yep.
with my seniority, I was able to switch routes where my back's not getting jacked up anymore. But
Yeah.
I've, dude, gone to work so many times where my back is just stiff and it hurts,
Yeah.
and and it's not sitting in the chair, dude. You're walking, and it's just like, man,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to teach us because we're gonna go through aches and pains, dude. Like that's life.
Yeah.
Life isn't fair. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not perfect. We're gonna go through that, but football is a prime example, to train these kids of what's coming next for you.
Yes.
You got any questions before we get out of here? I gotta give my boy over here, James Nava. What's up, bro? What's going on? What you got for the coach?
What's up, Coach? How you doing today?
Pretty good in yourself, man.
Very good.
Good.
I just had one quick question, and earlier we kind of touched on it, but I actually asked Noah Tillis when he was here because he's the MMA coach. He owns Tillis Gym in Whittier. I got his perspective from MMA, but I'm very curious on your perspective on this as a football coach. You've been around the game forever. You've seen it evolve, and we've all learned. What do you think about, like, with these kids and stuff? What's your stance on, like, hits to the head, CTE, when to bring someone back in? And I'm curious for Sunny Hills, do you guys have, like, a good concussion protocol?
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Coach.
No worries. Thank you, man. You put me on the spot here. Man. So that's a very good question. So we touched on it a little bit earlier, right? Certain kids are getting bigger, faster, and stronger. And then there's some kids that just are not, they're not there yet, right? Their body hasn't developed quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
As far as concussions today, yes, it happens. Yes, kids do get concussions. I think the fear of a concussion is what actually sometimes causes a concussion,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you go fast, then you won't be the one that's taking the majority force within that contact, right? You'll be delivering it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of like a three-part question there. As far as concussion protocol, yes, we do have a pretty good concussion protocol. When should a player come back from a concussion? I am not a medical doctor, so I cannot say. So therefore, we have to rely on our trainers and the doctors for that. As far as the CT issues and things of that nature, and yes, it's real, right? Yes, it's real. Young athletes, right? Your brain will heal. Your brain will be strong as long as you do that, right? Like if you condition your brain, you're reading, you're conditioning yourself to stay sharp, right? Then that's what's going to happen, right? I think there's other issues within the cause of CTE and the issues that certain athletes are having from multiple concussions or so forth, right? We talked about it a little bit on. It's kind of a gladiator mindset to where I've been hit in the head and it may cause depression, right? My concussions later on, CTE may cause depression and things of that nature, mood swings and so forth, right? Well, I have not. That's my brand, right? I am a football player.
Have you had concussions?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I'm okay. I can see. I mean, my little kids bump their heads. And I'm like, hey, what's your name? What's your birthday? Or where do you live? This and that, right?
Yeah.
If they can answer some 5 questions that someone that has not been hit in the head can answer, then you kind of reevaluate and assess it a little differently.
Yeah.
It hurts. You're scared. Like, oh, you hit your head. Okay, are you dizzy? Are you seeing stars? Are you, does anything hurt? Do you have any ringing, things of that nature, right? Okay, now you go into that protocol or whatnot. Again, I don't know. how I'm not a doctor, so I can't say that. But I also feel that later in life, when adults, right, come out from playing football, that it's the branding issue, it's rebranding themselves that is an issue to some of the negativity that is being drawn to the CT and the concussions and so forth, right? Yes, it's a brutal and tough sport. Your body's gonna hurt after doing it for 10 years, you know, at a high level, right? You're talking about two Mack trucks banging into each other once a week, right? It's gonna take more than a week to heal up from that collision, right? So I think we are doing it right, I'd like to say, as far as trying to protect the kids. I also think that it can also be a little.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna cut
It's
you
a
off right
sensitive
there.
issue.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a sensitive issue.
Yeah, because there's only 10 games in the senior season, and somebody's looking to go D1 and they got scouts looking, and then they get a concussion. I mean, the protocol is 2 weeks.
Yep. Yep.
And that loses the opportunity then for them to show. So it's a delicate, you know what I mean? Like it's safety of the player, but also the prosperity of the player's future.
Yeah.
It's a definitely tough, touchy subject to
It is.
talk about, but it is real. You know what I mean?
If an athlete is looking to go D1, right? You have done a lot of the other things that has already kind of set you up to be recruited, to be seen, get scouted, right? So if you have to sit 2 weeks out because of a concussion, okay, now it's going to come down to that school saying, hey, you know what? Their stock is good. He needs to sit for 2 weeks. Okay, we'll still take a shot on him, right?
But you're also, I don't know if it's true or not, but after that, like, aren't you probable of getting it again? Does it make it easier to get you a concussion now?
I don't know the medical or science behind that, but yeah.
But then also it comes down to fundamentals.
Of course.
Right? You know what I mean?
Course.
Teaching the kids how to proper tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How to fall.
Yeah.
Right? How to fall when you are being tackled.
Yeah.
Which is something that Casey Mazzotta did a great job of doing. I remember a drill that we did there where at Fullerton JC.
Really?
To where when we would tackle and it was tuck your chin, right? And then so when you fall, you're not necessarily getting whiplash, right? Like if you focus on I'm going down, tucking your chin, bringing that protection equipment together, then it's going to help with the whiplash, right? Like if you just fall willy-nilly, then yes, your head's going to hit that ground, right? It's going to hit that turf and you're going to get whiplash. But if you brace yourself for the fall, like they teach in jiu-jitsu, right? They teach you how to fall backwards, right? They teach MMA fighters how to fall backwards. They teach wrestlers how to fall to the mat to where now this is a sport to where your head is going to most likely hit the ground a lot more frequently than in football, right? So, and a lot of times the concussion comes from their head hitting the ground, not two heads hitting each other.
Hey. Sorry, the dogs.
Hey, I know how
my lady takes them out all the time, but they were quiet the whole time.
It's all good.
They're probably all
they feel me getting riled up over here about the concussions or whatnot.
I remember one time before we get out of here, I used my helmet for everything, dude. I'll give you two stories. First one was it was on a punt return. I was on the punt return, and this kid came around, dude, and I cleaned it. He came around, and my helmet right to the side of boom, and he stumbled and got up, and it turns out years later it ended up being my aunt's husband, so my uncle. It was his nephew.
Wow.
And I felt bad, you know what I mean? Like that was like I hope he's okay now. But and then the second story was I forgot what team we were playing against, but he came around, the quarterback, and man, I just put my head down and his helmet came down and boom, I didn't fall back. I hit the floor, and I got up. And Coach Davis, he was getting water. He fucking threw the water and everything. The quarterback was like, 5 yards. You know what I mean? I cracked him. You know what I mean? But like, that wasn't the right way to do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I think I have repercussions because of it. You know what I mean? I deal with a lot of mental issues and stuff like that. Not bad, you know what I mean? But like, I do see that aspect of, like protecting the players and all that. So respect to, the trainers and all that. It's a delicate subject, and it's something like, it's a whole new podcast.
It is.
But before we get out of it, Coach, do you have any social media or anything? If people or coaches, players, anybody wants to get a hold of you, has questions or anything?
I do have an Instagram. I'm not huge on the social media platforms, but I do have an Instagram, Coach Junior 22.
Coach
Right.
Junior 22.
Coach Junior 22. You can reach out to me there. And
Is it Junior the whole word or JR?
No, JR.
Okay, Coach JR 22.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a follow. Coach, once again, I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. It was a great show. I appreciate you coming on, giving your time on a Sunday. I know it's family time, and season starts on Monday. Let's get it going. I'm excited to see you guys on the field. And once again, dude, it was an honor having the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Once again, I want to thank all my listeners from around the world that tune in every week to the Rainer State podcast. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. I'm out. Peace.
Peace.